This teaching calls upon a regulating attitude. In the midst of all this, if I was to look for the silver lining and look for what gratitude can I offer, how can I expand and step out of the trouble, the frustration, the confusion, the worry, the fear, and step back a little bit and get the view from, the bird's eye view.
אלוהי, נשמה שנתת בי, טהורה.
Good morning. So we're another day here in the midst of this really escalating pandemic of COVID-19. And as the rabbis teach us, sometimes the study of Torah is medicine, or at least can be considered as part of the healing package. So let's add this piece of our healing. And this is not necessarily personal healing, because God willing, you're just fine, and you're in social distancing in your home, and you're doing your part in avoiding or flattening the curve, right? So avoiding the unnecessary spread of the virus, really for the benefit, for the greater good. And so good for you and for all of us for working together as a community. We're all of a sudden we're realizing how interdependent we are, how much of a community, a human community we are, and certainly as a Jewish community we realize how we need each other, because if we want to draw on the nourishment of our tradition, the wisdom and all that, so now we have the time and we have the resources, and it's just such a pleasure for me, to study Torah, to recharge my own batteries. The Jewish part of my human soul wants that nourishment, and so happy to share it with you today. So we're going to jump into this really beautiful teaching here by the Slonimer. If you're with me, if you have the book and you'd like to follow along with me in Netivot Shalom, we are in Parashat Tzav, page Lamed, which is also page 30. And so here we go. The Slonimer here is commenting on a verse in Parashat Tzav, which describes the what's called the peace offering. So we're in the book of Leviticus. The book of Leviticus is an account of the temple rites, and back in those days, the spiritual technology, if you will, was all about sacrifice and offering animals, food, bread, cooked meals, cakes, etc. Were offered to the temple. Grain, whatever people had, was offered. The sacrificial rite was very, very, really elaborate and detailed. There are 5 different kinds of sacrifices for different purposes. There was the Olah, the burnt offering. There was the Mincha, the gift offering, or also known as the meal offering. There was Chatat, which is a sin offering, which you would offer to purify yourself if you had done something transgressed unintentionally. Then there's Asham, which is a sacrifice you offer if you were found guilty. And then we have the Shelamim offering, which is a peace offering or the well-being offering. And this is a sacrifice that you would offer in gratitude of the amazing life you have. So, would we be offering a Shelamim right now? That is a good question. Let's see, there's two sides to it. Obviously, we're in crisis, and this is not the intuitive time to offer Shelamim, but let's dig in a little deeper and see what is the meaning. Shelamim comes from the word shalom, peace. And what is the meaning to offer a peace offering, a peace sacrifice? So here we go. V'zot Torat Zevah Shelamim asher yakriv le'Adonai. This is a quote from the Parsha, from the Torah, and this is these are the instructions of the sacrifice of peace that a person would sacrifice to God. Ulehalan daber el bnei Israel lemor. Speak to the people of Israel, saying, Hamakriv et Zevah Shlamav le'Adonai, who is sacrificing the offering. Zevach means the offering itself of peace to God. Yavid korbano le'Adonai mizevach shlamav, will bring his sacrifice to God from the sacrifice of his peace offerings. So as you read the Torah, you hear that there's a lot of redundancy. It says the same thing over and over and over again. We always ask questions about why is the Torah choosing to speak to us in one style or another. And so beyond the substance of what it's offering, the question is also, why is it offering? Why is it repeating itself? Why is it emphasizing here? Is there a teaching in that? And let's keep searching. בכלי יקר עמד על מה שבכל הקורבנות בפרשה נאמר רק תורת העולה או תורת החטאת וכו'. So one of the classical commentators, Kli Yakar, says, the Solomon here is quoting him, says that, look, in all the other types of sacrifices that are mentioned in this parsha, the style, the way it's presented is this. These are the instructions about olah, or these instructions about chatat. Zot Torat ha'olah, zot Torat ha'chatat. Vilukan katuv, but here about the peace offering, the style changes, and it says Torat Zevah Shelamim asher yakriv le'Adonai. This is these are the instructions of the sacrifice of the Shelamim. It adds a word there. You see that there's an emphasis. Asher yakriv le'Adonai. V'chen hamakriv et zevach shlamav le'Adonai. Yavi et korbano le'Adonai, etc., etc. So they show that there's a repetition, there's emphasis in the repetition, and there's emphasis in the added word Zevah Shelamim, Torat Zevah Shelamim, instead of just Torat ha'olah or Torat ha'chatat. וגם האמור עוד בשלמים, ידיו תביאנה את אישי אדוני, עם מדרגה מיוחדת שלא נאמר כאין זה בקורבנות אחרים. And the Kli Yakar says that this added word and emphasis shows that there's a level, a higher level. Actually, let me be precise. He says a special level, a unique level. There's something unique about this. And according to him, it hints that there is some unique essential meaning or essential energy in this particular sacrifice, the peace offering. ובמדרש תנחומה כאן איתה, and in the Midrash, about this very verse, it's also said, אמר הקדוש ברוך הוא, זו חביבה עליי מכל הקורבנות. The Holy One said, this sacrifice is the most pleasing to me from all the other sacrifices. According to the Midrash, גדולים השלמים שהם עושים שלום בין ישראל לאביהם שבשמיים. The the sacrifice is greater because it's the sacrifice that brings upon peace between Israel and their parent in heaven. Listen to the metaphor. This is the Midrash. This sacrifice, what it does, it creates peace between us, the people, and God as parent in heaven. Listen to that relationship. Me, God, child, parent, and this brings peace between us. So let's pause here to reflect on that, because the metaphors are not random. The metaphors are very telling. What does it mean that me and God it brings peace? So is there no peace between me and God? What is the tension? What's the conflict? Why do we need to have peace? What is it in the relationship between me and my Maker? Specifically here, the metaphor is parent and child. It's a good metaphor. What happens between a child and parent that disturbs the peace? And what brings the peace back? ובעוד אופן, יש לבאר עניין קורבן שלמים החביב יותר מכל הקורבנות, ועושים שלום בין ישראל לאביהם שבשמיים. So we need to, we can understand this this factor of making peace between us and our parent in heaven. על פי המובא בתורת אבות. According to what's taught in the book Torat Avot, the teachings of the ancestors, שבאם יהודי מרוצה מהנהגת הבורא, when a Jew is satisfied with the ways of the divine, in other words, when I accept what is, right? When I say all that is God's, part of God's design, and I accept it as such. בכל אופן שהקדוש ברוך הוא מתנהג עמו, in any which way that God behaves with me, meaning, you get where this is going, meaning sometimes life is not to my liking. Right now, life is not to our liking. The plague of coronavirus, the disruption, the economical insecurity, the disease, the terrible tragedies that some families are experiencing when loved ones become ill, and God forbid when loved ones pass. That is when I'm challenged to accept this as God's greater will. One of those times when faith and spirituality really rub up in ways that are challenging. So let's go back to the teaching in Torah Avot. So when one is accepting and satisfied and delights in how life is treating me or you, מידה כנגד מידה מקבל גם הקדוש ברוך הוא את הנהגתו בכל אופן שהוא מתנהג. Then the Holy One also accepts the way you're behaving, accepts what you're doing. So if I can, says Torah Avot, if I can accept with love and with satisfaction and joy, sure, God sends blessing and pleasure, and life offers moments of great delight, and life offers moments of hands, a difficult hand. Then if I can be satisfied with what is coming my way, then the Holy One will be satisfied with what I offer as well. מידה זו היא עיקר העבדות, שהפגם הגדול ביותר כאשר יהודי אינו מרוצה מהנהגת הבורא. This trait, this ability to accept, is the essence of spiritual work, says the Slonimer. The Buddhists, by the way, call that equanimity. To be equally responsive to whatever the weather report is in one's life. שהפגם הגדול ביותר כאשר יהודי אינו מרוצה, that the biggest failing spiritually is for a Jew or a person to be unhappy from the way of the world, from what life is dealing. ועבודתו של יהודי להיות מרוצה מהשם יתברך והנהגתו. The spiritual work is to learn how to be satisfied with whatever life offers. וכמו שאמר הרב הקדוש מאפתא, זיכרונו יאיר עלינו, and as the holy Rabbi of Apt, may his memory be illuminate us, שתכלית הבריאה היא שיהודי יהיה מרוצה מהנהגת הבורא. The whole purpose of creation was for a Jew to be satisfied with the ways of the Creator, the ways of the world. ואז זוכה שהקדוש ברוך הוא מרוצה מהנהגתו. And then we are also, then the Holy One is also satisfied with our conduct. ויש לומר שזהו משמעות קורבן שלמים. And this is the meaning of the sacrifice of the peace offering. שיהודי מקריב אותו בנדבה. That the person who's sacrificing is offering it out of generosity, from a place of delight, from a top positive, from a proactive place, from a place of positivity, of satisfaction about the way life is. And that's why it says that in the Midrash that it brings peace between a Jew and his parent in heaven. שיהודי מרוצה מהנהגת השם יתברך והשם יתברך מרוצה מהנהגתו של יהודי, which creates the mutual relationship of I'm satisfied with God, I accept everything, and God is satisfied with me and accepts me just as I am, with my flaws. ולכן חביב קורבן שלמים לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא יותר מכל הקורבנות, and that's why God is favors this sacrifice from all the other sacrifices, as it were. ונאמר בו שיקריב לאדוני כי הוא מביא שלום בין ישראל לאביהם שבשמיים. He's repeating himself because this brings peace. יהודי מרגיש שכל מה שקדוש ברוך הוא עושה עמו כולו אך טוב וחסד, למרות שאינו מבין זאת. Because here, this is a sacrifice that takes putting one's self in the state of mind of I accept even though I do not understand. It's a very deep existential state of mind to be in. And then a Jew is also accepted fully with all of his flaws and with all of his or her misconducts. So here we are in the midst of crisis, and this teaching calls upon a regulating attitude. In the midst of all this, if I was to look for the silver lining and look for what gratitude can I offer, how can I expand and step out of the trouble, the frustration, the confusion, the worry, the fear, and step back a little bit and Get the view from, the bird's eye view. And maybe there's something bigger that's happening here that may make this all worthwhile. And I'm not gonna preach about it. I really want to invite us to think this is different for each one of us. I mean, there are the classics of yes, we get to be with our children more, we get to be out in nature more, we get to slow down more. These benefits are obvious, but even more particularly for you, what is it that you're getting from this? What makes the crisis into an opportunity? What new opportunity may be emerging? Maybe you see the buds, the possibility of some new direction in your life, an opportunity to discard things that you've been attached to, that you've been sort of maybe addicted to. But this is forcing you to, or offering you the opportunity to start kind of shed off. What kind of reevaluation of your career, of your relationships? What's in it in the way of reconnecting with family? What kind of reconciliation is being called forth? So what can I offer gratitude for in the midst of all this? For which, way back when, I would have been bringing the Shelamim sacrifice, the peace offering. What kind of equanimity, what kind of relationship to life itself, to the universe, to the mystery, to the parent in heaven, to the Creator? What kind of greater harmony may I be perhaps witnessing in the way creation works? And here I'd like to offer you a beautiful teaching I heard on a talk by an Israeli rabbi and healer. He's a natural healer for many years, has a practice in Israel. This is Rabbi Yuval HaKohen Ashov. For those of us who are Hebrew speakers, it's worth listening to him. He speaks in Hebrew, obviously. And he talks about how nature is working in such a wondrous way, and how, like a global virus, is really, on the grander scale, is a regulating response to a society, a technological society that's gone hysterical. So we've really been getting into a pitch fever of industriousness and development, and in a way that is unnatural, that's disturbing the greater ecology of Gaia, of the whole world. So nature is offering us this opportunity through the virus to slow down, self-regulate, not as individuals, but as a society. Look at the animal life that's coming back to to nature preserves and to and to city parks, because we humans are not there, and all of a sudden nature is coming back to some kind of in-breath. Look at the pollution, the decline in global warming gases because of the decline in travel. So there's a way that the entire system, the entire ecological system that we live in, that's been on the edge of the brink of collapse, has an opportunity to take a break. How amazing is that? This is bigger than us. This is bigger than our species and the way we have been misbehaving. Our conduct on the planet has been completely blind, completely self-destructive. And nature is self-regulating, or nature, or God, or the parent in heaven. Maybe God is doing us a favor. Thus the Korban Shalomim. So with that, we're going to leave this teaching. Maybe we'd be blessed to see the purpose and the silver lining that may not be apparent right now, and also draw on that to respond to the crisis, to help those in need, to be vigilant about, acting. Acting for the greater good, helping in the ways we can, obviously supporting, the doctors and the medical personnel who are dealing with those who are acute, and then we pray for the recovery and healing and preservation of life of all those who become symptomatic. Have a very good day. Shalom for now.